The discovery of King Tut's tomb in 1922 truly impacted history in America from 1920 to 1960. The tomb of the famous boy king was discovered by archaeologist Howard Carter. When Howard Carter uncovered King Tut's tomb in 1922, it set off a global firestorm. It was the beginning of the decade's Egyptomania and Tutmania. This is the unbroken seal of the famous tomb, and when it was broken, Orientalism and exoticism set off in the West. Orientalism is a term used by historians and those who study culture, and it relates to how the Western world imitates and depicts Eastern culture, known as the Orient. Howard Carter's discovery of King Tut's tomb is what set off Egyptomania and Tutmania in the West. Tutmania and Egyptomania took over the Patent and Trademark Office. A great amount of companies wanted to trademark King Tut products, and their main target were the women in America. During this time period, women's fashion was greatly impacted by the Tutmania epidemic. The American fashion shows of the early 1920s were filled with Oriental-inspired garments. The society was rapidly changing in the West due to the impact of Orientalism. Americans began to notice the similarities they shared with ancient Egyptians. Fashion designers saw the shortening hemlines and dress lengths of Egyptian art and wanted to westernize the Eastern style. In the 1920s, a headline in the Los Angeles Times read, "Ancient Egypt lives again in Hollywood." And this picture of Grauman's Egyptian Theater, located in Hollywood, California, shows why that was the headline of the Los Angeles Times. The inside of this Hollywood theater really shows how architecture in the 1920s was influenced by Tutmania and the discovery of King Tut's tomb. Eastern influence is shown through the hieroglyphics on the walls and exposes the Western's attempt to replicate ancient Egypt. This is the true representation of Orientalism. From the Western perspective, Orientalism is related to exoticism. In the Roaring '20s and later decades, King Tut's discovery blew up and expanded America's horizon on music and entertainment. America was influenced to become more exotic as the East was believed to be. The Roaring '20s truly represents the influence that the Orient had on the West. From the 1920s on, clothing in movies and plays were hardly normal. In this time period, everyone dressed to impress, and there was a lot of enthusiasm across the nation. In all, the discovery of King Tut's tomb and the breaking of this seal connected the West to Orientalism and influenced American history through architecture, fashion, exoticism, and theater.